It takes a village, because for all means for all. Together we'll break down any wall. Linked in love, we won't disarm. We're uniting the grassroots army strong. So press play, feel the spark. This is where the movement starts. It takes a village and we're the proof. Truth in action, raising the roof. It takes a village. It takes a village. We rise together, louder than fear. One voice from fire, crystal clear. From every banner, every street, unity moves
We sit down with candidates from all over the country to discuss a wide range of issues brought by you, the viewer. I am your charming and furious host, Political Jess, and I'm not going anywhere. Speaking of our guest tonight, she comes to us from the great state of Illinois. Please give a warm and incomparable welcome to 1st Congressional District amazing candidate, Jolie Faren King. Okay, so let me ask you this. Before we get started with our little icebreaker, do you want to be the narrator of your own destiny, or would you like me to spill the beans?
I would like to say it because I have not officially announced this yet. So as soon as this is done, I'm going to post the official video. It has become clear that I did not get enough signatures to get onto the ballot. So as of today, right now, I am conceding my race. I was not able to do it. So this will be more focused on like what the experience was like. I'm happy to talk politics with you guys, but I also very much from doing this want to encourage other normal people to do it. So I hope I can share my insights, advice, encouragement, all of that. I am moving forward with the idea that not only will I continue my activist work from here, but that I do want to continue to pressure the current incumbent by going like, next cycle, if you're not doing an amazing job, I'm gonna step up again. Don't feel like you are entitled to this seat without a fight for your people. So I'm not in this race anymore, but I am moving forward with the idea that me or someone I am helping who is an even better candidate than me will be in the next one. So
Amazing. So I know that this is really fresh for you, and we will try to make it as we'll try to bring as much levity as we can today. You are so incredible, amazing, and like I told you, I'm a Goyle's Goyle. Okay, cheerleader till death, naturally. So if you ever need like, a little pep talk, I'm just really good at that sort of thing. Okay. So let me ask you, I have an icebreaker question that I ask everybody that comes onto this panel. And it's a really important one. We've heard of the straw that breaks the camel's back, right? We are not being hit with straws. We are being hit with the whole damn camel, the whole thing. In the face. It's very uncomfortable, and it's repeated. So tell me what the camel was that inspired you to, what was the camel that broke your back that inspired you to run? And tell us a little bit about the community that you hoped to serve.
Oh, okay. So luckily for me, it wasn't necessarily a bad thing. It was actually a really good thing in that I met Kat Abu-Ghazaleh in person. I went to like her second ever event. It was her first coffee shop event. And I just went like, oh my gosh, this is what politics should be. I
love her.
Like you, I want to help with a campaign like this. And I'm on the south side of Chicago, and it's quite a trek up to her district and her area. And honestly, I was just looking at, where I am, and I went, I want to vote for someone like her, and no one like her is running. So it really felt like this moment of responsibility. It was like, oh, if I can't vote for someone like that, I'm gonna have to do it. The whole like be the change you want to see in the world. So
I have a friend who says if you can't find any helpers, be one.
Exactly.
So
So it was just this moment of like, I guess it's my job.
you're like, okay, I guess the universe is
Yeah.
called.
It
Amazing.
really did feel like that.
Yeah. So I love her. I think she is incredible, and I think we need more people like that to run for office. You know, who are inspired to change things because the current system obviously isn't serving anybody except for the very wealthy
Yeah,
people.
and I can say like from behind the scenes, she's a very kind, genuine person. Like I have her number now, full brag.
Hmm.
And she really is just that kind and awesome. So
Amazing,
uh,
amazing.
happy to promote Kat.
Yay. She's incredible. I can't wait to have her on the show. I have to reach out to her still, but yes, we that is on the in the books. It is planned. So I'm gonna bring up our first guest, Lady Dragonhawk Designs is gonna come up um to ask a question. I hope.
Hello.
Hello there.
I love your name.
Are you with us? Lady Dragonhawk Designs. Lady Dragonhawk Designs going once. Lady Dragonhawk Designs going twice. Paging Lady Dragonhawk Designs.
Okay, that was so good. No wonder you're a voice actor.
Yeah, I got the thing here. Okay, well, thank you for coming up, Lady Dragonhawk Designs. If you have a question, feel free to pop back up. I'm gonna go ahead and drop you now. So, okay, cool. That was super fun. So, tell me who the incumbent is. Are they Republican or Democrat?
Democrat.
Okay.
Luckily, it was not one of the situations where I was like, I have to run against this horrible person. It was more like the person there is doing an okay job, but I just don't think okay is good enough right now. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, his name is Jonathan Jackson. I met him again, like decent guy. I have no personal qualms with him, and I I pre-filmed two videos because I wasn't sure if I was going to make it on the ballot or not. So in the video, that is my concession speech. I said like I'd help him do a good job too. Like I just want someone who cares and is doing a great job. So
We need people that care to run the government, right? Like we need people who care, people of empathy, people who want to see people succeed. I don't think that we have that right now. So,
yeah. Yeah. So my biggest critique of him is I feel like he lacks a real vision for the future of really changing things. He's kind of a like middle of the road in the progressive caucus, but I'm not seeing a real fight and fire in him so far, type of Democrat. So I was talking to someone when I was out gathering signatures, and I told them who I'm running against, and they looked at me and went, "Oh, no wonder he suddenly started trying."
I mean, what a
Like
ringing endorsement.
yeah, like good. He's doing it. He's trying now. He has some motivation. Keep it up. I'm rooting for you, dude.
Yep. That's so funny.
Um,
Megan wants to know if you think Pritzker will make it again for governor.
I mean, I really don't see why he won it. From everyone I've talked to, very satisfied with the way he's putting up a fight. Um, unless he does something awful, like I personally was planning to vote for him again, or vote for him. I didn't vote for him last time, but you know, I I think from what I see on the ground, people are really happy with him. Um, if we're talking about Pritzker, sorry, I'm offering more information than you asked.
No, that's
I
totally fine. I love that part. I love this for us. Yes. It's great.
okay. It's clear he's like aiming for the presidency. I would not vote for him for president just because I am on a strict no more billionaires.
Is he a billionaire?
He is. He is
Oh, I didn't
technically a
know
billionaire.
that.
Yeah, so like I said, I think he's doing a good job as governor, but I am so sick of seeing the 1% just
Rake us over the coals.
rule our government. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
keep doing a good job where you are. I don't want him in any higher of office.
Yeah. I'm kind of with you there. I'm kind of sick of it. So, Um, yeah, and I feel like the one refreshing thing about him is that he is willing to stand up and fight, which is something that we are sorely missing from Democrats right now. Like
Yeah.
us on the ground, we're like, we're ready. But the ones that are in office, they're still hanging on to this idea of decorum and the high road, and the high road is what got us into this shit. So, um,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm definitely ready to see somebody who's got some more fight in them. So let
Yeah.
me ask you, what comes next for you? Like, what plans do you have to continue to engage your community? You have this amazing thing where you are doing, um, charity knitting and coffee shop meetups. So, is that something that you're going to continue to do? And like, how else do you plan on engaging your community?
I mean, it's very fresh on the, oh, I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
pivot. My next don't look. So I don't know 100% yet. I've definitely connected with so many awesome groups that I need to kind of decide, okay, I I can't give to all of them like this
Yep.
for that much time. So where can I best use my talents in a way that has a little bit more work activist life balance? Um, so I'm still figuring it out. I definitely will be joining like full time, like focusing on one or two groups and then deciding where to go from there. There's also a lovely like community theater group that I keep going to their shows, and I would love to be in one of their shows. And I do
Hey,
think creating art for the community is a form
beautiful.
of activism, but yeah.
Wonderful. Yes. I love that. As a former thespian, I can definitely get behind that. Hey, Dex. Um, how you doing, friend?
Hey,
Hi.
I
How are
got
things
my
over there in
coffee.
Australia? I'm jealous.
Fine for now.
Fine for
Things have things have calmed down now.
That's good. Can you share some of that for over here, please?
Yes.
Oh, I wish. I wish.
I know,
Mm.
right?
So I have been waiting for someone to catch someone from Congress on this show because there's a question that I've had for a real long time. But I'll I think I'll change it a little bit uh
Fair.
since you're
Situational.
not actually right. Yeah, yeah. And the question is, how do you think, what do you think needs to be done to repair Americans' relationship with the international community?
Um, I think one of the main and most direct things is not only getting Trump out, but holding him responsible for the multitude of crimes he's committed, not only against us, but against other countries as well. I'm thinking specifically of the Venezuelan boats. Like, that's a war crime, and
Yeah.
he needs to be responsible for that. And I think just showing, like, hey, this guy was insane and the rest of us do not condone what this man did is very important. But I honestly, from what I have learned very quickly, it is not my area of expertise, international relations, but I've really tried to study it during this campaign because of it's important to know. I genuinely think like America as the undisputed leader of the world era is gone. Like, I don't think that's coming back. And I think we need to, we're wading into new territory. And I think we need to do that with open eyes and really put on paper our commitments to our international partners and show that we're going to stick by them by Congress taking more of the power back from the executive. I love the cat. What is the cat's name?
Oh yeah, she's just been at my back, just like head bumping me. I've been
She
here
wants
like
your attention.
yes. Um, yeah, I think that's like excellent because like there's so much broken trust is the thing, and I've heard a lot of rumblings and whisperings about oth- other countries perhaps not renewing the lease on American military bases. And I think the Greens party here is like, yeah, no, we shouldn't renew the lease on the CIA base that's out in the desert, which is, I think, coming up next year is when it
Yeah,
ends and needs to be renewed.
I can't, even as an American who, I love the people of my country. I think that's
Mm.
very fair and reasonable reaction from the international community. And if I was in Australia, I would be like, yeah, no, don't renew that. That's a bad idea. Like
Yeah,
the United States is really going to be eating some humble pie, and I I think we
yeah.
just have to kind of accept that and do our best to the same way you would repair a friendship between people. You gotta admit where you were wrong and figure out how do you move forward after that. Like the Lady
And
Gaga video with the there's cracks in the mirror and you can fix it, but you always see the cracks.
yeah, and this is coming from someone who's just like, okay, I really need like the America situation to be stable because in my city is where we're planning to build our new nuclear submarines through the deal with America and the UK, which Trump has been dodging meetings with our prime minister for months. Like, he didn't even know what the deal was.
That's not
That's
So
surprising. Mm.
yeah, but
that's
now it's been secured
okay. Sorry.
because we gave up some minerals. But yeah, we've built docks for them, and nothing else can house them. Like they're specific to those submarines, and that's going to be a large part of our economy. If those are gone, our local economy tanks. So yeah,
Yeah, that's like I'm embarrassed. Like I had nothing to do with this, and I'm just like so embarrassed that our shit just has affected so many people so negatively, and I know it means nothing for me, but like I'm so sorry.
oh, it like yeah, again, it's not you. It's like but
Yeah.
yeah, like uh,
I'm really
no
surprised
words.
that there haven't been more like sanctions put on us yet. Like with
Yeah.
everything that's going on, I'm shocked that more sanctions haven't been put on us. Um,
Well, I
I mean, I think it's because of how much power America like held.
yeah.
Um, but I think rather than sanctions, the rest of the world is slowly just restructuring around America.
Hmm.
Because if you think about the fact that a lot of countries aren't sending packages to America anymore, like we're not, um, for for one, but like there's trade between Mexico and Canada for various things and increased trade. Um, we've been getting a lot of Canadian products here. Um, and like one of the things that our government has done is they've done a job with Mitsubishi to build new warships. So again, restructuring around America.
Yeah. I think honestly, China in particular is very much benefiting from the chaos that
Mm.
America is in right now and the way that America has just been so just giving away all of our soft power and influence and connections And I think China's just like, great, thanks.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not someone who is like, this country is evil and awful. I think it's complicated. So I'm not
Same.
gonna
Yeah.
China's a villain. I don't think that, but I do think
Yeah.
they're taking the opportunity that we're just handing them right now.
Like it's governments and individuals rather than countries and people
Yeah.
is the way I see it.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, I've really been thinking about patriotism lately, and especially seeing the photos of like the East Wing and the White House, because I've never considered myself like a very traditionally patriotic person, but I've gone like, I love the people here and I love the ideals.
Yeah.
I don't know. It
Yeah.
just went on my mind. I don't know where I was going with that.
I mean that relates back to one of my questions from my streams is do you feel American still, or do you still feel like you live in America? And I got a lot of mixed answers. I want to go back to lives, but my energy levels don't allow me.
It's fair. It's fair.
Also, I've had way more than 2 minutes and way more than two questions, so
Well, I
if
kind of would
anyone
like
else
to
wants
answer
to
that
come
one.
up.
If you don't
I
mind.
love a good conversation.
I absolutely do feel very American, and I was actually very lucky to be studying abroad in France when the Roe v. Wade was overturned.
Oh,
And if there was one protester at the American embassy out in Lyon, France, when that
oh,
happened, it was this bitch. But it was at that moment where I was like, I had been talking to my professor about the possible opportunities to like move to France for a more long term than just like a summer, and it was in that decision where I went, no, I have to go home. I have to fight for my home. And that I very much understand the people who are like, no, I want to get out. But I'm like, no, I'm American. I love this place. I love these people. I'm gonna stay and fight.
yeah. It's one of the things that I say when people are just like, I don't know if I should leave or not, and it's like, I mean, if you leave, then you're not in a position to be able to make a difference as well as you could if you were there, because mail-in voting ain't gonna be happening at some point, especially if you're outside of America.
But I'm also like a straight passing white woman. You know, I'm cisgendered. I have some privileges that I know other people don't, and I don't blame anyone for going like, oh, this is not safe. I need to get out.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
I can definitely see if we continued down a specific path long enough, I think there would come a time where even I was like, no, I gotta go. But I'm gonna do everything in my power to stop us getting there. And I'm gonna
Yeah,
fight for as long as I can.
I'm not going. I'm not going. They're gonna have to unalive me. Like, I'm not going. I got some fight and crazy eyes. I am not going. So, yeah, I ain't scared. I got to fight. So,
I
yeah.
genuinely don't think we're going in that direction where it would get
No.
bad enough where I would be like, okay, yeah, it's time to go.
Mhm.
But
I think enough Americans had watched things like The Hunger Games and like The Handmaid's Tale, or read the books and stuff to be able to go, wait, oh no, oh no.
I'm actually comparing a lot of the things I'm seeing to the film Idiocracy first. So if you haven't seen Idiocracy, Dex, I would definitely suggest that you do that.
I have not, but I'll put it on my list. I'll see where I can get it, because
It's
there's quite a few streaming services I can't get
Oh, it's-
anymore. Thanks
it's
to the
brilliant.
international boycott.
mhm. Fair. So
I see a really really good comment that says, I'm not going, but I definitely don't love it much anymore, considering 90% was a lie to begin with. And I see that when I say, like, I love my country, what I mean is, like, I love the people. You know, the actual
Yeah.
rah-rah USA symbology. I'm not about that, but, like, I think we're best when we try to live up to our ideals, and I think the majority of the people try.
Yeah. And like the whole thing of like 90% of it being a lie, like that really reminds me of when I went to see like some movie, like when I was a teen with my friends, and like we were all just like, so can we all agree that was just another movie about how great America is meant to be and how like America swoops in to solve everything, and we're just like, yeah, yeah.
I mean, think about it. We have Harrison Ford and Rambo and Steven Seagal. We have Nicolas Cage. Okay, like they're the guys that are the air on the airplane with the tie flipping, and you know, you can't handle the truth, and all of this just glorified American bravado, for lack of a better term. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like to bring up though that America has done a really good job of existing lately anyway in our own little silos where if it doesn't impact our family, our maybe a few friends, maybe a neighbor or two, then we don't care. We have our silos and that's all we care about. We as Americans have lost community. We've lost
Yeah.
it. We don't have to depend on, we don't have to go next door to ask for a cup of sugar anymore. We just go on DoorDash and it'll be here in 30 minutes, you know, like, and it's something that if we are going to get to the other side of what is happening right now, we've got to learn how to do that, like right now, you know?
And what's giving me hope is I'm really seeing that happen. Both on a wider scale, but also just more close knit, like seeing the communities in the neighborhoods near me really figure out how to respond to ICE as communities. Even just the availability of third spaces, I think, is growing. I don't know. I think a lot of people would agree with you and are going like, this is how I fight back, and it's making community. And I'm really glad to see that. And also, to whoever said, when is the X-Men going to save us? I love you. I've been getting into X-Men comics recently, and I would love to know who your favorite X-Man is, because I have a strong opinion.
Can I tell you an interesting fact? One of my best friends is the director of the new X-Men series, the one that was on Netflix.
Oh. I thought you were about to say of the new comic series that's coming out, the Age of Revelation, and I was going to lose it because I have loved that series so
Really?
much. But
Amazing.
I didn't know there was a new one
Yeah,
on Netflix.
the X-Men 76, the newest X-Men cartoon that the relaunch that they just did. Their name is Emmett
now
Brown, and they're amazing. So go check it out.
I will, now that I have a little time to like do things. Check it out.
You're like, work-life balance is a thing. Amazing.
Oh, no.
I
Like I
I
was
need you guys. I need you guys to fix things so fast because I need to get Netflix back to watch X-Men.
I'm trying.
We're trying.
I'm going to highly recommend if you're looking for new superhero media at all and things have been banned. I cannot recommend the Animorphs book series enough. They are all free PDFs online, and the author is chill with this. She's like, they're not upset.
Nice.
And they have amazing politics, and the politics of the books are fantastic. And if there's any good I can do in the world, it is spreading how good Animorphs is to people.
I have heard of it. I've heard it's good, but yeah, that's a good idea.
Don't let the silly covers deter you. They are some of the best books I've ever read
choice art.
Like, I sound so insane. I could tell you about how, like, two of the books, there's a little, I am so sorry, but now I have to do this.
We're on this train now.
We're not getting off. It's fine.
Short version of this. So there's a like mini duology in the books where two of the kids, because they alternate POVs, they each have to choose between like the war effort and one of the lives of their parents. And they each choose separately, and neither of these are shown as like right or wrong. The real question the books ask is like, now that you made this choice, how do you live with yourself? And it's like,
Right.
these are for 12-year-olds. Amazing book series. Read Animorphs.
Man, I was reading
I mean-
R.L. Stein and the Goosebumps series when I was 12. So
Oh, I did not read that. I read these last year. I did not read these as a kid. This is not like a lifelong, oh, it's in my, this is fresh.
Lord, so you're gonna like need to pick up the Babysitters Club next. Like,
Well, I was looking for, I started reading them when I was doing my master's degree, because I wanted something like light and fun, and I wanted to know, like, philosophy and politics and all the things I was studying, and I've never failed so successfully.
oh man.
So I was not much of a reader when I in my younger years because like undiagnosed dyslexia. Apparently the words aren't meant to just move on the page. um and but now like audiobooks are more accessible and everything in daily life. I just got done reading Fahrenheit 451, and it's short, but oh boy, is it good.
That has been on my list forever. I need to.
It's great. It's like a lot shorter than I thought it was, so I was surprised when it ended. But yeah, it's good. It's a good book.
Good to know. I will bump it up the list. I need to finish the newest Hunger Games. I only have like 30 minutes left on the audiobook, and I've had like 30 minutes left since June.
That's
Oh,
pretty
no.
funny. That's kind of how I've.
I've been busy.
Yeah. You've been a little busy. I don't have the same excuse. I've been trying to finish The People's History of the United States for like 6 months now, and that's a beefy.
Yeah,
That's a beefy, heavy read. So, yes, highly encourage everyone to go read that book. By the way, very, very inspiring. So,
Is it available on audio?
yes, it is. Absolutely.
Wonderful.
You should
Once I
definitely read
once I find a new service, because I found out Spotify does bad things.
it. Spotify does do that. So,
I would highly recommend the Audio Morphs podcast, and it is totally not just bootleg audiobooks of Animorphs at all.
Love it.
That exists.
I love that. That's great. Amazing. Thank you for coming up, Dex.
Also, yeah, I was gonna say also, Jess, I'm doing the autistic thing of like I don't know when to leave.
I totally get that. I do that all the time. I'm like, this is awkward. Okay, I'm gonna drop you now. Okay. Thank you so much for coming
Yep.
up.
It's been
Thanks,
lovely.
thanks,
Bye.
friend. Bye. He's my friend from across the pond. So he's great, isn't he? Yeah. People in Australia are amazing. People in Australia are amazing. People in Australia are amazing. I'm saying that because someday I might get deported there. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows anymore? We don't even know what's happening. So, okay, let me ask you this. How do you, since your plans are changing, how do you plan to stay connected with your constituents? And do you plan to, I know you're going to be an advocate as much as you can to lift up the voices in your community, but what does that look like for you?
Yeah, I mean, A lot of it is since I have been running this campaign by just getting out and talking to people. I'm gonna be honest, like a lot of people just have my number now. And I told them like, reach out, talk to me. I can try to do things even though, I was like, even though it's a small campaign, I still have a Discord server for the campaign that I want to keep up and running and just hopefully be a connection point for people in the first district that maybe we can help each other. Like I said, I really want to work in existing activist groups because I don't think I need to build all new infrastructure.
Right.
Like the whole point of what we've been talking about is like community, and I don't have to be the special star out leading and putting everything together. I can just be another person working within and trying to build the systems that are already there. And I think just the more community oriented you get, the more people you meet and the wider your network grows. And yeah, like I said, right now, a lot of these specifics of what it looks like in the next 6 months, I don't know exactly, but
There are so many options available to you, though. Like, so
there are,
many options.
and multiple people have been telling me like, why don't you look for smaller offices? Like maybe there's something more local you could run for as well. And I don't know, because I do want to continue to put that pressure on Jonathan Jackson because I've seen good results from it. He found out he had someone running against him in the primary and he stepped up so much that other people are noticing. But I'm not writing anything off right now.
Is there a possibility for a write-in candidacy for you? Like, would that be like a thing that could happen in, Strange Universe?
I did think about that because, as it was getting closer to the deadline, I was going like, it's a question, I don't know. So I did think before because I wanted to say that in my concession speech, whether I would either run as an independent or a write-in, or in independent or Green Party in the general, or as a write-in in the primary. And I just don't think that's where my energy will be best spent. I think that's kind of one of those, like, yeah, I could, but I've never seen it work for anyone.
I mean, it worked for
And
Lisa Markowski. Lisa Markowski. That was a slog, though. So
yeah, I don't think, I think one of the things that held me back is I'm not as well established like within the community as I would like to be, because I mean, I'll be honest, I only moved here a couple years ago, and while I decided to run here because I see myself staying for a long time, I'm not as integrated as I would like to be. I mean, when I decided to run for Congress, I really much thought of myself as like a baby activist. I was just kind of getting started and went, this feels like the thing I need to do, so let me take this big swing. But analyzing like, okay, why didn't I get on the ballot? One of the things is I wasn't as connected as I would like to be. And I also think one of probably the biggest reason is because I have a full-time job, and I still have to have a full-time job. And I think especially an even steeper hill to climb, I would need to be able to give it even more.
they do not make it easy. I can't tell you how many congressional candidates I talk to who have this issue specifically because they don't make it easy for you.
Oh.
To unseat an incumbent, first of all, which is a whole Mount Everest in itself. Okay. But to do all of the things that you have to do to get on the ballot while also supporting yourself and your family and, your responsibilities that already exist in adulthood, it sucks. It's a big old ball of suck. And
It's almost like they only want rich people being able to run for and hold office. Like,
I mean, isn't that strange? I just can't imagine why that would be. Yeah, super weird. So I do love though that more and more people are seeing this and more people are bringing it to the very forefront. Like, this is an wholly unsustainable system. So piggybacking off of that, how do you feel about term limits? Is it sort of like if you're reimagining this whole system and the way that it works, what would you do as far as campaign finance reform and term limits specifically?
Between those two, would prioritize campaign finance reform because I think the money makes the world go round. And I hate that. And I don't want to live my life like that. But I think if you're just looking at our society right now, that's how it's built. So I think that is the more important of the two. But that's also because I am not sure 100% how I feel about term limits because I heard a really good argument against them. Because I was like, yes, term limits, we need them. And then during my master's, I was in a like political science, like structure of government class because I've always had an interest in politics, so I didn't think I'd be running, but here we are.
Shocker.
And the teacher said, like, do you know how much like structural knowledge people who have been there for so long have? And like we see freshman and sophomore Congress people don't get things done as effectively as people who have been there longer. So would you give up that institutional knowledge? And I went like, damn, that's a good point. Like, so I don't personally know the best option for that in general. I would definitely support it for the Supreme Court, especially because those are unelected positions. I think perhaps age limits might be a retirement age of like once you pass this age, you finish out your current term and then you retire more than. But I honestly don't know my answer to term limits at this point.
I think I'm with you there. I feel like
Can I chime in on that because I want to say something about that.
Absolutely.
Because one of the I'm
Hi.
Veronica. Nice to meet you. Hi.
Thank you.
So I actually am I'm very pro term limits, and part of the reason being, and I understand what you're saying, where people may have more knowledge in reference to government and things like that. But I would hope that any person that would be running for office would have, at minimum, the structural or foundational knowledge about how government works. And part of the reason, more than anything, that I would love to see term limits is because the rolling trick here in Texas is going on his fourth term if he were to be elected again, and he's incredibly corrupt. And so for me, is if we had term limits, like for example, the president who wants to make sure that no one ever runs again other than the Republican Party, and he gets to go ahead and try to run because he's already floated it again today. And I think it's just a way for him to literally troll the American people, because that's not possible. I think it's vital for us to get in fresh blood every single time that we possibly can. I mean, I think that 8 years is enough time for a person to be able to put their mark on whatever it is that they're trying to do. I understand that it might be hard for somebody to get their entire agenda together or through in the 4 years, or in the 4 years, and maybe they need an additional 4 years in order for them to complete whatever work that they're trying to do. But without term limits, people like Greg Abbott and Donald Trump and all of the other thousands of corrupt politicians in the world will continue to be able to do the things that they're doing right now in our democracy. So I think it's absolutely vital that we have term limits, and if it's because these people have really good knowledge in reference to the government and the way that it works, why wouldn't we put some sort of litmus test that would require them to know the basic things that they need to know in order for them to have the foundational information that they need in order for them to be able to run for office? Because if they don't have that, then they have no business in office anyway. So I think, so go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not saying that I think every position, like I like that the president has term limits. I definitely think there are positions that have term limits. I'm saying I'm not 100% sure if I believe in term limits for every single position in government. I think it's something that we need to think about, because you do make very good points. Like I'm not against term limits. I just don't know my exact opinion on how long and who and which office. I definitely think like president, very powerful position, needs term limits. Supreme Court, very powerful positions, need term limits. I think Senate needs term limits. I don't know if I think the House does, especially because they do get like 2 year,
Yeah,
constant.
it's a 2-year calendar, and we are the term limits at that point, right? Like,
And I'm like I said, I'm not a hard like, yeah, for sure they don't.
Hmm.
I think there are arguments. So, and
Yeah.
that's not, I don't want that to seem like, well, I was running for House, so I think the House, like, I, I don't, I was even saying, like, if I'm still there in 10 years, something has gone horribly wrong. Like, I'm out. I don't.
Right. Well, and the other thing too is that I think that a lot of the people that are in Congress right now, I mean, they're there. I mean, obviously they're grifting. Like when I found out some of the other people that were actually taking like APAC money and things like that, I was just so distraught by the way that they actually look at it, and they're strictly in it. Just they're not. Their interest is not in the American people, and I think that that's one of the things that's like severely lost. Okay, in what's actually happening in in government in general. So, and I would agree that there are some things like when they're coming up for reelection, like every 2 years and things like that. But for sure, the Supreme Court, for sure, governors, for sure, mayors even, and absolutely for sure, the president, for sure. I mean, and there needs to be not only term limits but age limits, because dementia Donnie needs to go. He shouldn't even be in office. And honestly, any person that has a felony record should not be in office. But here we are. So
Growing up, I thought one of the things that prevented you from running for president was you couldn't, if you were a felon, you could not run for president. And was this I've been asking myself, is this a Mandela effect? Because I swear I remember some like late.
well, here's the thing. I know there's a person that's very close to me that has a felony charge, that was charged with a felony and went to jail, came out, couldn't vote. So if you can't effing vote, why can you be president of the United States with a felony charge? Like, why?
Yeah, we should switch that for sure. Of like, I do think
Like, no, it shouldn't be allowed at all. Like, if you, and I think that if you, maybe you went to prison and you were a felon, you had a felony charge and you were charged with that and you were found guilty and all that kind of stuff. I think that if you do that and you've gone, 10 years or whatever the case, let's just give it a time limit, whatever the case may be, and you prove to be a functioning member of society again, I think that you should be able to be given the right to go ahead and vote again. But I think that at no point, if you went to prison or you were charged by a jury of your peers for a felony, that you, let alone 34 felony counts, should you be the president of the United States? Like, how did that happen? Like, that's insane to me.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things
I
that
just
everyone
don't
always
get
thought we don't have to
I just don't get it. So, definitely you should not have a criminal record like that. You definitely should not. There should be term limits. There should definitely be age limits, like all of those things. And I just don't understand how the system got so broken.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
those are my 2 cents.
yeah, thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Looking at the broken system, I think Citizens United, major issue. I don't think that's where it got broken. I think it's one of those things where slowly over time it's been eroded. And like anything, there's this push forward of, like the enfranchisement of different groups and populations, and then there's the pushback and how do we disenfranchise, and
Right.
even the founding fathers were afraid of too much democracy because they went, oh yeah, all the poor people could vote to take all our money, so we can't have too much democracy. So it's this constant like push and pull between how do we
it's the
govern ourselves?
pendulum.
Yeah.
The pendulum
It is.
swings.
And I mean, I know, I
Yeah,
understand that it's a very delicate process, and I understand that. But when we see the pendulum being like pulled too far one way, that's where the people that we put in office that are, and that's the thing that I struggle with as, a person that's not in office, the person that doesn't hold, that doesn't have constituents and things like that. When we put people in office to help us, to protect us, to work for us, because that's what our tax dollars do. Like, I'm so pissed off about the fact that my money is going to the biggest grifter in the United States ever. It really just chaps my ass as much as I can't even explain to you. Like, this morning, I was getting ready and I was listening to the sphincter actually speak, and I like flipped off the TV, and somebody that was next to me saying, "Why do you get so upset?" And I'm like, "Why don't you get as upset as I do?" Because I don't even want to pay taxes anymore. For what? So that you can just go ahead and continue to take my money and use it for your personal projects? Like, he literally is reaching into my purse. Like, he said that he's going to go ahead and take that $230 million payment out, and he's going to donate it to, charity, because he's not taking the money. Okay. Well, so if you're taking that, so if it's going to charity, I would like to know whether or not I can write that off on my effing taxes because when I donate to charity, that's something that I get written off on my taxes. So can I take a $230 million tax deduction because my money went to you and that charity that you claim? That's the kind of stuff that just irritates me.
Yeah, well,
and I just don't understand.
It's socialism for the rich and rugged capitalism for the poor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And our system has been set up to justify that. And yeah, I have thoughts on the idea of the hypocrisy of it. And why, okay. So I'm a sociologist by training, and I focused on right-wing extremism and Taylor Swift as for my thing. So something that I find really interesting about the mindset of conservatism and why they see this system of socialism for the rich, rugged capitalism for the poor as a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Something that really bothered me a lot was this idea of why do people keep voting against their own interests? And it was explained to me that with conservatism, the fundamental belief is that hierarchy is natural, normal, and good. So if the people at the top are getting all these benefits and like what they would scream about is socialism and handouts and taking our taxes and all that, well, they're at the top, so they deserve it. So they should get that. But if you're at the bottom, it's because you're a failure, so you don't get to complain. So that's why this whole idea of pinning them on like, well, you're a hypocrite because you don't like, food assistance for the needy, but you'll give millions to a billionaire of our tax dollars. It's because they don't see it as hypocrisy. They see it as the natural way of things. And this idea...
But that's clearly...
Yeah, this idea has infected political thought all over.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons they get away with it, because they convince people of this.
You just need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. To sound ridiculous. Sorry.
So one of the things, that's okay. So one of the things that I saw in the comment section where I was saying, I don't want to pay taxes anymore. Okay. I'm just going to kind of give you an example. For the person was saying, I think you can defer your taxes or doing it for 6 months. Yes. I've been a business owner for a long, long time. For over 30 years, I've owned businesses, small businesses. And yes, you can file a tax extension. Corporate taxes are due on March 15th, and then your personal taxes are due on March 15th. I'm sorry, on April 15th. So you can defer your taxes for 6 months. Now, if you defer your taxes and you file your corporate taxes, and then you go back and you file your personal, and you go ahead and file them in September instead of in March, that's the 6 months. You go ahead and do that, and then you go ahead and file your personal taxes, because you can't file your personal taxes until you file your business taxes. If you owe money, which 95% of the time I owe money every single time, you didn't pay into the IRS. Let's say that I owed $50,000 in taxes. Let's just do an example of that, okay? And no, I'll use $10,000 as an example. If I do that, and I don't actually file my taxes, and I owed $10,000 in taxes, I'm going to pay 7% interest from the day that they were originally supposed to be paid. So you can go ahead and defer your taxes for 6 months, but if you owed money to the government, they will be charging you interest from the day that it was originally supposed to be filed. Just because you filed an extension does not mean, and I just want to clear that up for the person that was asking in the comment section, just because that you did that doesn't necessarily mean that you get a deferment in your payment to the IRS. That just means that you filed late, but you still get penalties and interest for those 6 months that you didn't pay because they were expecting their money on March 15th. So if anybody's thinking about doing that, I'm not saying don't do it. If you're trying to do it just standing on principle, just be ready to go ahead and pay your taxes, your penalties, and your interest if you owe money. Because that 7% on 10,000, and then it's compounding interest. It's not like, 7% across the board. They're going to charge you every single month. So it's not like a little bit of money. Okay. It's not it's not a drop in the bucket. They're going to get you, and they're going to get you good sideways. So for those people that don't know that, just know that I found that out the hard way a long, long time ago. So yeah.
That's good to know. And also, like, the government sure doesn't do that. I still have not gotten my tax return from Illinois.
There you go. And yeah, so there's somebody saying CPA here, 415. 415 for personal taxes. I was talking about corporate taxes. So once I file my corporate taxes, I file my extension, and then I can go ahead and do my personal taxes if I filed the extension as well on October 15th. So yeah, but they're still going to get you. They're going to get you. You're going to pay your interest. And so people that think that they're going to do that, I think that they should. I mean, if you want to, you want to stand on business, and you can go ahead and do that and take in that money just because you want to stand on principle, then do it. I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying they're going to get you like that.
Just be ready for it.
Yeah. There was another point I was going to make, but I don't remember. I'm just bitching right now.
That seems like our default setting at this point. For all of us, the camel hurts. It's a mean camel. So,
but I mean, I have some hope. If I don't know, I could talk a little bit about how my advice for if people wanna run. If there's,
I would love to hear it.
Okay, well,
loud and proud, babes.
Okay, some things I wish I knew that I would have done different. That is, one, I decided that I was going to run only a few months before I announced. I wish I would have had at least a year to prepare before I announced, with the idea that, like, I'm doing this, I'm going to save up money, I'm going to get connected with groups before I even announce and, like, build that base. So if you're considering running for office, no matter how big or small, I would give yourself plenty of time and really dive into the community beforehand. I would say social media is a double-edged sword, in that, especially if you're running on small budget, very little money, you're trying to stretch your dollar as much as you can. It is great to get your name out there, but also you will get a lot of the negative sides of social media. People will pop in your DMs and say very nasty things. People will comment everything about you. So you just have to be, like, very prepared and understand, like, this is going to happen. Can I handle it? And it's totally okay if the answer is no, because it's a lot, and I'm a pretty small fish, and I got a lot of it. So, like, if you're gonna run, be strategic with social media, know what you can and can't handle. It might be worth it to have someone else, like a good friend, run your social media and all that. Your friends and family, very supportive. They, like, those people in your life who support you, you are going to have to lean on them a lot, and you're going to have to learn to ask for help. Because I'm very much the kind of person where I would go, like, I can do it myself, all good. Like, but you have to learn to humble yourself and go, I need help, and know that people in your life want to help you. I would definitely, if you can, save up PTO time, save up money for unpaid time off, and be able to dive in and give it your all. Yeah. Also have a PO box. That's very important.
Yeah.
Have a PO box. I think.
For sure. So here's what go ahead.
Oh, one more thing. If you're thinking about running as a leftist, a progressive, someone who aligns with probably this space here, there will come a time when there is a leftist purity test you will not pass. It will happen. We were talking about X-Men earlier. The X-Men, the way they show leftist infighting, it's there. So it will happen to you, and I can't how you should react to that because it very much depends on the specific situation, but just be mentally prepared that it will happen and you will probably be surprised by it.
Yep, that's true. You got to have really thick skin if you're going to run for office. But yeah, I will tell you that I am so glad that you decided to join us today. I know that this is really fresh and you have the world at your feet right now trying to figure out how you can make the biggest impact, not only for your community, but on a national level too, because you got to think that every little thing that you do is a drop in our great big blue ocean, right? And a rising tide lifts all boats. So even if you're just a little drip, it's going to help raise the tide. And eventually, if all of us are doing the same thing, then we're all going to be better off. So I would encourage you to just keep going. Check out organizations like the People's Sick Day. Check out Blue Sue. That's blue, BLUTSU.org. They do phone banking. They do all kinds of amazing activist work as well. Of course, if you want to continue to be involved in our show, we would love to have you on to talk about what you're doing and how you're helping your community. You always have a space here, okay? You are such an incredible breath of fresh air, Julie, and I'm so excited for what the future brings for you. And don't be down on yourself, dude, okay? This is me talking to you. Don't be down on yourself because you had a mission when you went into this thing. You had a mission, and your mission was to, if you aren't going to win, you're going to move the fucker in office a little more towards your community, right? And that's what you did. So, and you just keep holding his feet to the fire. He was afraid of you. Keep him that way. And meanwhile, keep putting those grassroots into your community and let them spread. You're going to do incredible things. And I can't wait to see what it is. Okay.
Can I say something to you, honey? Because this is what I'm going to tell you. And I know you look really young. So I'm just going to tell you this, okay? Take it
She's
from
like,
an old
I'm
rock.
67, actually.
Take it from an old booty like me.
Okay. So here's the thing about this. You said this earlier and it stuck with me because you said, if you're going to, social media can be a good and a bad thing. Here's one of the things that, conservatives, or rather the MAGA base specifically, they're really good at propaganda. And I'll give you an example specifically today. I don't know if the video this was discovered today or when it was discovered, but they just recently found a server farm that had 48 million fake TikTok accounts that were conservative or MAGA based TikTok accounts where they were just all talking, in favor of Trump. So I know I get I get trolled. Like, I don't think you understand the level of trolling that comes my way every effing day.
Yep.
And if you are running for office, or you're running for anything, or you're planning to be an activist in any way, shape, or form, you need to grow very thick skin and just know that when you come out, that people are going to come for you. And you need to go ahead and you have to have them swinging between your legs, honey. You just gotta, it's just going to have to be that way. I mean, they're going to need to hit your ankles, babe. I'm serious. And you're just going to have to do it. And it's just the way that it is. And you're going to have to use social media. It's extremely powerful. I know it sucks. And I know people can be complete, total assholes. I get that. Trust me when I tell you that I get that. I've gotten all kinds of vile, vulgar things swung at me. And if you have the stance that, that you are trying to protect yourself from it, instead of doing that, just be the aggressor and do not pull up your shield, but push forward instead of holding back, push forward. Because when you push forward against a bully, the bully backs down.
Oh yeah, like I always joke that like I was bullied in middle school. Do these internet trolls think that they can be meaner than a 12-year-old girl?
I mean, I'm like this all the time. I'm like, what do you gotta say? Like, what are you saying to me? I don't hear you. What are you saying? I can't hear you. Like, seriously, don't. Use social media and find somebody that is a complete bitch to run your social media account. But I'm like, for real. I'm not even kidding.
I have a mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it. Use it because that is the one thing that they know how to go ahead and literally the propaganda is insane. And that is one thing that because we try to be the bigger person and we try to be, oh, that's just not the way the game's played. Fuck the game. The game ain't even the same rule. It's not the same rules anymore. You have to go ahead and step up to the plate.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I felt like maybe I would be a good candidate to step forward, because I very much agree with you that the Democratic Party is not good at the online, the social media, getting a message out. They don't understand our current media landscape. And I work in social media. Before I decided to run for Congress, I did beauty YouTube for a long time, and now I run like small companies social media professionally. So it's definitely one of those skills that I was like, oh, I have this skill that the Democratic Party desperately needs. So yeah, I mean, I can't pretend I'm not disappointed that it didn't go further, but I very much live my life with the philosophy of anything worth doing is worth doing poorly. Like, no, I did my best. I did a good job. The idea of like, okay, I didn't even make it on the ballot could be poorly, but it was still worth doing. It was still, there were other victories to win. Like I had a food drive. That is food in people's mouths that would not have been otherwise. Like you guys have said, pushed him to try harder and do better. So I'm disappointed and I'm sad, and those are just like natural human emotions. But I'm not discouraged or like down on myself. Maybe that comes from the narcissism of being like, I'm gonna run for Congress, but
You honestly don't seem like the kind of person who stays down. You know, once you've fallen down, you don't seem like the kind of person who stays there. So I can't wait to see what you do. Hey, you know, sometimes that's the best way to stop yourself.
But thank you guys for your comments. They really do mean a lot.
And Jolie, you always have a space here. Okay, so we will let you go. But like I said, I hope that you will come back, tell us what you're up to, tell us how you are getting involved and what you are shifting your focus towards as candidates, as candidate Jolie Faren King. You have to be in every single issue, know every single answer to every single question for every single issue, and those camels be bruising, baby. But as independent citizen Jolie Faren King, you can pick one, and you can dive into that. And
any path forward is going to contain the phrase anti-AI activist. Like, yeah, I'm so passionate about hating it.
Love it.
And
I love that.
Damage. So.
Yeah, it's trying to take my job, so I get that.
Literally one time someone told my boss, I heard him say like, did you know your social media girl uses AI? And I went in to my boss's office and chewed this man out for daring to suggest.
Oh no.
My boss was just like, yeah, she's really opinionated on this one.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Awesome. Well, thank you so much for spending time with us tonight. Like I said, you're always welcome here, and we will let you go so you can go get some rest, okay? And let us know what you keep yourself up to, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. I look forward to coming back sometime. Thank you so much for having me.
Can't wait.
Announce the big news on your platform.
Fabulous. You heard it here, folks. So, yes, but can't wait to see what you do next. This is not the end for you, my dear. All right. Thank you. I'm going to drop you down now, okay?
Bye.
Bye. All right, V. It's just you and me, babes.
It's just you and me, babes.
Do you have time to talk about the amazing things that you do?
Sure. I can talk about them.
Sweet. Look at this, guys. This lady down here. She's amazing, and she makes bold political merchandise that allows you to be able to wear your voice on your chest so people know that you are on the right side of history. This is not a commercial. This is Activist Alley, where we talk to activists from all over the country about the amazing things that they're doing to help inspire people to get involved. And this lady's doing that. So
Yes.
why don't you give them the spiel, babes?
So about, I want to say it was like around February or March of early this year, like when the orange orangutan came into office. And, you know, I was obviously already feeling some sort of way about the fact that that happened. I was doing TikTok Shop as an affiliate for months already. I'd been already doing it for almost a year. And I came across somebody's page where they were actually selling political tees. And I'm like, you know, I really kind of want one for myself because I feel like I would love to wear something that was anti-orange. So I bought a shirt and I made a video. And when I made that video, it literally went viral within 2 or 3 days. And I think part of the reason that it went viral had a lot to do with the way that I had reacted to it, because there were people coming into my post and saying, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that. I would love that shirt or whatever. So I just kept on going and connecting with the people that were engaging with my shirt. So they were asking a lot of questions and doing all the things. And after a while, people started commenting saying, hey, you know, don't buy from this lady. She actually sells merchandise for the red hats and whatever. And I'm like, what? No, I don't. So I went to go look at the person that was actually selling, that I had purchased the seller that I had purchased it from. And she was selling for both parties. And I was just like, yeah, I can't do this anymore for that particular thing. So I actually disassociated myself from her. I had already bought like 6 or 7 shirts, had made videos, and I disassociated when I said, and she had sent me emails, because I literally, for that seller, I sold about 3,000 of her shirts by myself.
Cow.
With just my videos, because they were going so crazy for them. So that told me 2 things. Number one, there were a lot of people that wanted to be able to wear their political opinion on their chest. The second thing that I learned from my videos was that there were a lot of people that were feeling emboldened enough to be able to wear something like this because it gave them a sense of relief. Like, I literally put on a shirt that speaks my opinion, and when I go out in public with it, it makes me feel better to know that if I see another person wearing a shirt similar to mine or something that speaks out against the current administration that is the literal poison of society, that I actually feel better to know that there's another person that feels the same exact way that I do. So I approached my daughter about it and said, hey, why don't we do this? Why don't we actually start a shop and go ahead and sell tees? And I learned so much from my comment sections, because there were some of those comments, I had 3,000-4,000 comments deep into my videos, because I had like 4 or 5 of them that had over 500,000 views, 500,000, like 56,000 likes, they were big. And so I had learned a lot. And so I used that to be able to open up our shop. And what I've learned over the course of the last 7 months is that people have come into the comment section or come into the lives, and they've told me that they're glad that they found us, not because that they can buy from me necessarily, but it's because knowing that there are more people that wearing our shirts and wearing our thought process and our First Amendment right, because that's what it is, on our full chest, has actually given them a sense of empowerment. It has actually made them feel braver, because they felt some sort of way, because the red hats love to intimidate, to be able to feel strong enough to continue to speak out and speak up. And I feel like more people do that more often now and are willing to go ahead and speak out, something that we never used to do because we were afraid and intimidated, because they're really good at doing that. So I think that the shirts the shirts themselves give a sense of community, a sense of belonging, a sense of purpose. So, I actually had somebody come up to me and say, well, why don't you sell, for the red hats too? And I'm like, because this is not a grift. Like, if I could give these freaking shirts away, I would. I cannot. But I wish I could, because I want everybody that wants to be able to speak their First Amendment right to wear one. So I think that this is literally a movement. Like, for us, like, you'll see our entire shop, and for as long as you can go back on my account, on this account specifically, you will see that I have always felt this way. There has never been a time that I have not spoken out against this administration. And that's not to say that I think that every single person on the left is fantastic, because they're not. I will call out the people on the left that are not doing what they're supposed to do. I think that it's important for us to hold our government accountable for the things that they're not, or they are doing right, and the things that they are doing wrong. And so, you know, somebody asked me, like, you're just a hater. And I'm like, you don't seem to understand the difference between a red hat and me. And I'm speaking directly about just me. And I've taught my children this, is that I will always vote for the person that I believe to be the best person for the job. If at some point, which I could never see happening anytime soon, forever probably at this point, if I thought that there was a conservative that actually would do a better job than a Democratic candidate, I would vote for that person. But I haven't seen that happen in my lifetime. In the time that I've actually been able to vote, I have yet to see that. So, and it's not because I'm not open to that. It's just that I think that doing these types of things and speaking out, and I know that it seems like it's not a lot to be able to make a shirt and wear it on your chest, but it has brought a sense of community. We have like a very loyal community in our small group of people that, you know, come and see us every single day on our channel. And I can't tell you how many private DMs I have, how many people in public will hug me, come up to me and say, I don't know you, but I absolutely love you. And thank you so much for doing what you do, because it has changed my life and my outlook in how it is that I'm going to speak out and do the things that I need to do. They're going to marches because of the shirts, because they feel stronger than they did before. Like, these little tiny things that we do actually turn into bigger things, and they become more and more important, and we become more and more visible. And that's the thing, that before we were playing small and now we're playing bigger, and they hate it. And I'm here to make their life miserable. Like, that's my whole goal in life.
I love it. I love it so much. I can't even tell you. I will tell you, the first shirt that I got from you was the Chinga Tu Maga shirt. And every time I wear that, I have Latino people coming up to me going, I really love your shirt. And then I have all the red hats coming up to me going, I really like your shirt, because they have no idea what it means. So, and I'm like, oh, thank
You're like
you.
a secret op.
I know.
You're like undercover.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because I have light skin and blue eyes, so they automatically think I'm on their team.
Yeah.
And so
I love that.
it's good times. Well, thank you so much.
Jess, you wearing the shirt, just one more thing that I want to say. You wearing the shirt as opposed to me. A Latina, you're going to expect it, although there are lots of Latinos that voted for the orange orangutan. But as a Latina, you would expect that I would wear it, right? It's so much more impactful, Jess, when you wear it as opposed to me. So much more impactful. Because, and I say this all the time on every single one of my lives, if you are willing to reach across the aisle and stand with your American brother or sister, regardless of race, color, or culture, and stand in solidarity with them, we are so much stronger than just standing alone. And that's the whole message. That's everything.
People got to get out of their silos.
Mm-hmm.
We're really good at that. We got to start building
Yeah.
community. The time is right now, and gosh, we need it so much. So yeah, I mean, this was awesome. Thank you so much for coming up, Thee. I appreciate it. Do you have any other words of wisdom for our audience tonight?
No, just keep fighting, guys. I know that it seems like they're winning, but they're losing so bad. And I know that the way that you know this is when you have to bring up a server farm with 48 million fake TikTok accounts. Tell me you're scared without telling me you're scared by bringing up a TikTok farm with 48 million fake accounts to go ahead and spread your lies. You would not do that if you thought that you were winning. So this man is literally running scared, and he's going to continue to do the things that he does. So you just have to continue to speak up and speak out and just stand strong, and knowing that he's not going to be around forever. And the people that say, oh, well, he's going to run for 2028, sister, he ain't going to make it that long. Come on, have you looked at his cankles? I mean, that alone. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. He can't do it anyway. They just will not allow it, even though we have a spineless Congress right now. So
Right
just
now.
keep strong.
But
Yeah.
that's not going to last forever. So
Right.
you know, and I do tell people they're going to throw everything at the wall that they possibly can. It's going to probably get a lot more uncomfortable for us before it gets better. But as long as we build community and as long as we stick together, we're going to get through it.
Yes.
So yeah, that's it. My shirt, by the way, says you can't see it, but it says, "Does this ass make my t-shirt look fat?" And
I love it.
yeah, it's great. It's not one of yours, but that's okay. That's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. As long as you get it from a small business. I'm just
That's
saying.
That's right. So amazing. Well, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We will go ahead and wrap it up here. It's just a reminder, it's no secret how we feel about big money in politics, and we want candidates who serve the people. Jolie was a fantastic example of that. And although she did not make it to the finish line this time, she's going to do incredible things. And there are so many grassroots candidates that need your support. So whether it is your money or your time, you can expand on whatever it is you can give to them, and find somebody that that you can really get behind and do what you can to help them. We don't want big money in politics. So find a candidate that you're passionate about, go buy them a cup of coffee or a yard sign, and push their messages across Beyonce's internet. Okay? I would be remiss if I did not send a special thanks to the content creators who are here supporting us today, as well as our incredible, and that's Yuvi. I'm just talking about you. As well as our incredible design genie, the K-Law. Please send these people and our candidate an amazing, well-deserved follow and some love in the comments. This show is not about me or the K-Law. This show is about all of us coming together to make positive change and inspire each other. So all those things I mentioned above for our candidate, well, the same goes for our show. We're still a big endeavor, and we're doing everything we can to grow our presence. So if you haven't followed us, please do so. We want to be able to help as many grassroots candidates and activists as possible. It really does take a village, and we need every single one of you. Also, make sure you are still registered to vote. Keep an eye on your election schedules in your area. You can do that by checking your status at vote.gov. And I never thought I would have to say this, but you're going to need to follow your choice after the competition, because after the purchasing of those machines, they're doing some hanky shit, y'all. So you got to be participating. This is not a spectator sport. This was incredibly inspiring, and I know that we have a lot of people who are very, 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 very scared right now. But I want to remind everyone that the fear and the cruelty is the point. Fear leads to panic. Panic leads to inaction, but hope and community are the antidote for all of it. Okay? Tune in on Monday when we talk to this amazing fellow who's running for Alabama District 5. Jeremy takes the house. Go follow him. He's incredible. And he will be joining us on Monday. Also, program note, we will not have a show on Friday because Friday is Halloween, folks. And I know a lot of people are dressing up as handmaids. I will be goddamned if you will catch me in a red fucking cape. No. That's what they want me in, so I'm dressing as Xena the warrior princess, and I'm going to drag my fucking sword all over the neighborhood. So I will be squeezing into some latex on Friday. It's going to take a while, so no show on Friday. It's going to be great. I would love to see y'all's costumes, though, and see what y'all are up to. Keep fighting for democracy, guys. It is absolutely worth it. Before we go, please follow us on Substack, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the tube of you. And if I could make a quick plea, if you could just pop over to all of those places or wherever you catch your podcasts and leave us a review, that would really help us get more eyes on our content. Also, the dates have been chosen for the People's Sick Day. Something incredibly amazing is happening right now. We have all these amazing activist groups who are getting together, and they are deciding that November 25th through December 2nd is when we are all working together. Those are our dates. Those are when we are all going to work together and make the biggest impact. So make a plan. There are plenty of creators who have like lists of action items that you can do to prepare beforehand. But really, this is the time. We are all coming together. This is, as a nation, we are saying this is not acceptable. So you can go to thepeoplessickday.com to learn more. And I would highly encourage y'all to do that. Also, BLUTSU.org if you want to volunteer to phone bank, get involved in other ways. They have a million different things that you can do to be involved, and now's the time for you guys to do that. Okay? So again, thank you so much to Not Your Merch and V. You guys are incredible, amazing, and wonderful people. On November 3rd, put it in your calendars. We have something amazing happening, so y'all should come back and join us for that. Yes. I will say no more. I think you guys are incredible. Thank you all so much for joining us. We cannot wait till the next one. Please make sure to follow, like, subscribe, all of the things, and we will see you on the next one. Take care of each other, okay?
Bye.
Thanks, y'all. Bye.
It takes a village, because for all means for all. Together we'll break down any wall. Linked in love, we won't disarm. We're uniting the grassroots army strong. So press play, feel the spark. This is where the movement starts. It takes a village, and we're the proof. Truth in action, raising the roof. It takes a village. It takes a village. We rise together, louder than fear. One voice from fire, crystal clear. From every banner, every street, unity moves on dancing feet. We rise, we